What's up, everybody? Welcome to Roll Tide Cafe. I'm going to be one of your hosts, Johnathan Lewis.
And I'm Daniel Pettey, the host of the Opening Kick. How you doing, man?
Oh man, early morning, got my coffee ready, and guys, we got some good news here. We're going to be talking about a flip watch here, commitment from the now class of 2025, as Malachi Toney did decommit from the University of Miami yesterday and listed Alabama, Oregon, and Florida State in his top three. Guys, me and Daniel's going to be breaking this down for you guys, what he could bring to the Tide and whether or not he fits in, and especially considering this loaded class. You know what I mean? Like, and look, here's another thing, guys. We're going to be hearing this all over again, possibly. He's a reclass from 2026 to 2025, which means what? He's going to be 17 when he arrives on campus, and we're going to be hearing this all over again. So get used to it, people, if he comes to the University of Alabama, right, Daniel?
That's
So,
right.
With that being said, Daniel, I'll go ahead and let you take over, man. Give us some basic information about him and give me your take on him and whether or not he fits into this system with Jamarcus Shepard, Nick Sheridan, and Kalen DeBoer.
Oh, absolutely fits in the system. But let's talk a little bit about the kid. You know, he's a 5'10" half kid, weighs 180, so he's got a good build for his size. He's had a American heritage out of Fort Lauderdale, which is one of the better programs in the state. It's just one of those Florida powerhouses. And he's a 4-star kid, and he's rising. He's already matched his last season totals halfway through the season. I think he's got like 35 catches, 800 yards, and 8 touchdowns. So he's really blowing up in a very high classification in Florida. It can never be understated when kids from Florida are getting recruited and putting up these numbers, because they're doing it against other kids that are probably blue chip prospects. It's not some kid that is playing a bunch of guys like me. And look, man, I'm from the 90s, but in the era where all the way through watching college football, every team in the country, it seemed, had a stud from Florida. So you're going into a Florida hotbed, and look, this guy decommitted from Miami after being on campus at Alabama. That tells you. You can read some tea leaves if you want, but big win in Tuscaloosa. It's looking like the kid's eyes are turning a little more crimson than orange and green. But no, like I said, can't be enough stated about a blue chip receiver prospect in a Florida hotbed.
Yeah, no doubt about it, guys. So he did attend the Alabama and Georgia game and then decommitted a couple of days later. A lot of people are right now starting to speculate that Alabama is going to be the heavy favorite. Now, just real quick to give you guys some, abilities on him. Like, he attacks the ball probably better than anybody in this class. The guy wins almost every 50-50 ball, tracking the ball, high pointing the ball, right? He's an extremely aggressive guy. For being 5'10" and a half and 182 pounds, you would expect him to be more of that slot receiver. He's using his quickness and elusiveness. No, he actually attacks the ball, and he will lower his shoulder and run over you. Very surprising for a guy this size. In my opinion, plays a lot like Percy Harvin did coming out of high school, where Percy was very aggressive. Like, he just wanted the football in his hands, get me into open space, and if somebody gets in front of me, I'm probably going to end up trying to run you over if I can't get around you. He's not going to be the quickest guy on the field, most likely running a 4.4, and that's kind of crazy to say. 4.4 is super fast to me still, right? But a lot of people are trying to point out, well, he's not a 4.3 guy. Well, he can still run. He can still hit that next gear. He can definitely pull away from some guys coming out of Fort Lauderdale. And in my opinion, what's so impressive about this, guys, is he is coming and decommitting from Miami, right? Mario Cristobal has kind of locked down that Fort Lauderdale area for the most part. And Malachi Toney was the one premier wide receiver target in his class that a lot of Miami fans were really looking forward to. So once again, Kalen DeBoer proving the speculators wrong that he can't recruit in the South. What does he do? He goes into American Heritage, Fort Lauderdale, takes those guys, building the relationships, and then turning around and using them to recruit other guys. So definitely expect that from Malachi Toney. Moving forward from here, as far as nationally ranking, he is a 3-star composite score, 4-star, 68th overall. He's in the range of all, I guess, on 3, 2, 4, 7, all of them around the 50s mark. But a lot of people are expecting him to climb into the top 25, if not the top 15, by the end of this junior season. As Daniel's already pointed out, the dude's already put up crazy numbers. So with that being said, when you look at this class, Caleb Cunningham, Lautier Brooks, and all that stuff, give me a reason and a thought in his head where he's like, yeah, I'm going to come into a place that has a Ryan Williams, a K-Law, a Kobe Prentice, now Caleb Cunningham, right? So Lautier Brooks. Do you think is he willing to sit and wait, or do you think he can come in watching Ryan Williams do what he did and make his instant impact as a 17-year-old?
I think he's looking at the future of what Kalen DeBoer and Nick Sheridan's offense is and what it can be. And I know we're kind of focusing on Ryan right now, and he's been the guy, but Kalen DeBoer and Sheridan's offense has been predicated on using 3 different receivers. If you look at their time at Washington, they didn't have one 1,500-yard guy and then a couple 200. No, they had several 700-800-yard guys. Yep. So, and like you mentioned, Toney kind of fits more of the slot role where you've got Williams as your burner on the outside, and you're coming in a class with Caleb Cunningham, who's been lauded as the best receiver prospect out of Mississippi since A.J. Brown, and kind of fits that A.J. Brown dog mode. So you've got your 2 outside guys. Yeah, you might not have to wait too long to take that slot spot. And again, you're looking at an offense that really likes to utilize 3 to 4 receivers. You can come in and get balls early. I think it's a very good opportunity to step in early in this offense and get some playing time in a completely different position from that slot.
Definitely took the words out of my mouth, man. He fits this Kalen DeBoer system probably better than most receivers. Why? Because he has the ability to find space, right? He has no wasted steps. His release is good, all that great stuff. Everything you want to see, especially in a slot position in this Kalen DeBoer and Nick Sheridan offense. So with that being said, any last words before we get off here?
Yeah, I would like to throw this out. We're in this new NIL era. And I think, he comes to what you're hearing about that. And I'm sorry, a lot of coaches are burnt because the days of building relationships are kind of burning them, because you can build these relationships and somebody comes in with a better offer and steals them. Well, I'm here to tell you, Miami's playing the NIL game as big as anybody, and Fort Lauderdale's absolutely a Miami hotbed.
Yep.
So for DeBoer to go in and all things being equal with NIL and the bigger teams, this kid goes and sees, and I'm sorry, I don't know if you've been to a Miami game, but it doesn't have the pop of an Alabama game. And I had friends I wasn't there, but I had friends in Bryant-Denny that texted me after the game that said, Pettey, I've been in that stadium for 40 years and I've never seen it as electric from start to finish. And then what it tells you is you can still win these battles if all things are even on the NIL front. It still comes down to the intangibles. And I think the kid walked into Tuscaloosa and saw what SEC football on the big stage is all about. Man, it's not hard to get wrapped up and carried away. And then you couple that with what you just said, being a perfect fit for Sheridan's offense. And I'd be on the lookout for Alabama to steal this one.
Yeah, great stuff, guys. Yeah, so Malachi Toney attending that game. It looks like there's going to be a couple more guys. I'm sure we're going to be making a couple more videos here very soon on Flip Watches. It seems like there's a lot of talk right now. So with that being said, thanks everybody for joining in. Make sure to leave in the comments below on what you guys think about Malachi Toney, whether or not he would flip or not. Also, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, the Bama Standard, also the Roll Tide Cafe show, and also Daniel's show, which is, name it again, Daniel?
The Opening Kick.
There we go. So, all right, guys, thanks for joining. Other than that, I'll see you guys next video. And as always, Roll Tide.
Roll Tide and Merry Flipmas.